Welcome in the Beyeler Foundation. I'm Ulf Küster, the curator of the current show of works of Gustave Courbet, a French painter born in 1819 in Normand, not far from Basel, and died in 1877 at the Lac Léman in Swiss exile. Gustave Courbet was a revolutionary, the first avant-gardist, in many ways the first painter one could call modern. Modern in the sense that he was really beginning to free himself from any academic rules, to feel only responsible for himself, who really began to depend only on his individuality, no higher spirit or academy or any other people, any collector or any court could tell him how to paint and what to paint. He saw himself as a free artist. He saw his art as basically provocative. He was influenced by the idea that art had to cross borders and to break taboos and to even shock. That was very, very important for him, that he always tried to make something entirely new. And then he, which is very important, I think important for this show, and I think one can see it at different times in the show, that he really seemed to have freed the paint as material from the absolute need to represent something. You know, the paint begins to become independent in his paintings, and that's perhaps the first step which leads to abstract art, to modern abstract painting, when painting such is the only thing one sees. So he's trying to reorganize our ideas of a typical landscape painting. He's trying to make the viewer get himself lost or to make the viewer lost in the paintings, or make the viewer having the feeling to come to terms in his paintings before understanding them really. And that's like a kind of trick he plays, especially in his mature landscape paintings, which really set standards for landscape painting the later 19th century until today. One could say basically that he really was someone who set standards until today. Many contemporary artists really see him as model artist, in the sense that he was necessarily provocative. People like Gerhard Richter are fascinated by Courbet. An artist like Jeff Koons, who is a collector of Courbet, is fascinated by him. Tracy Emin likes him a lot. Peter Doig is a great admirer of Courbet, and his artistic attitude and his way to paint and to show figures and to deal with the material of the painter. And the material of the painter becomes, in the late 19th century, thanks to persons like Courbet, really extremely important. That really, as I said before, the color is freed from the need to represent something. I'm standing in front of one of these provocative paintings, very scandal was caused by this painting when it was presented for the first time in 1854 in the Salon in Paris. It was not usual to see a painter paint himself on the same level as his friend and collector Alfred Bruyas. the painter seems to think it's quite normal that the collector and rich man supports him financially. He is free from everything. Even the coach is sent away. One sees in the background. He's everything he needs. He carries on the back. That's material to paint and his clothing. And as a free man, as a free spirit, he's greeted by his collector, who is accompanied by his servant and a dog. The dog, most astonishingly, seems to be blind or doesn't have an eye, which I don't know why. But it's a painting again. It's a painting full of enigmas, if you like, and it's a really fascinating self-representation of a modern or pre-modern artist who sets the standards for artists until today.